Call the meeting to order. Please stand for the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, Trish.
Mrs. Brew?
Here.
Mr. Kramer? Mr. Menegini?
Here.
Mr. Moraro? Mrs. Steigerwald?
Here.
Do I have a motion to excuse Mr. Moraro and Mr. Kramer?
I'll make a motion to excuse Councilman Moraro, Councilman Kramer.
I support.
Mr. Menegini?
Yes.
Mrs. Steigerwald?
Yes.
And Mrs. Brew?
Yes. We're gonna, before we approve the agenda, I just want, we're gonna move the closed session after, item number 4. Or after our, do you want our mayor comments?
No, I would just do closed session as we normally would do. I believe we normally do it after discussion items.
Right before adjournment.
Well, we usually do the mayor council
Wanna do
comments
that?
and then go,
Do
yeah,
staff And then go.
Yes, then
into
we'll-
closed session.
yeah, let's do
just
that.
before adjournment.
yeah, we'll do that.
So closes before adjournment?
Yeah. We have to come back in.
Yeah, because
open
we
it
have to come
up,
back in.
Then tell
We
everyone
have
to
to.
go home. Okay.
Okay, with them changes, do I have approval of the agenda?
I'll make a motion to approve the agenda as amended.
Support.
Mrs. Steigerwald?
Yes.
Mrs. Brew?
Yes?
Mr. Menegini?
Yes.
Approval of minutes of the regular session of July 16th, 2025. Do I have a motion?
I make a motion to approve the minutes for the regular session of July 16th, 2025.
Support.
Mrs. Brew?
Yes.
Mr. Menegini?
Yes.
Mrs. Steigerwald?
Yes.
Closed session number 1 of July 16, 2025.
I make a motion to approve the minutes for the closed session number 1 on July 16th, 2025.
Support.
Closed session number 2
All
of
in
July.
favor?
Aye.
I'm sorry, Trish.
We got it.
Somebody wants to go home.
We're good. Oh, you want me to roll? Mrs. Brew?
Yes.
Mr. Menegini?
Yes.
Mrs. Steigerwald?
Yes.
Closed session number 2 of July 16, 2025. Do I have a motion?
I make a motion to approve the minutes for closed session number 2 on July 16th, 2025.
Support.
Mrs. Brew?
Yes.
Mr. Menegini?
Yes.
Mrs. Steigerwald?
Yes.
Move on to approval of Manifest 2025-15. Do you have any questions, Ricky?
No, I do not, Madam Mayor.
Rico?
No questions.
And I have none either. Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve manifest 2025-15, the amount of $519,603.96.
I support.
Mr. Menegini?
Yes.
Mrs. Steigerwald?
Yes.
Mrs. Brew?
Yes. Do we have any previous manifest questions? I didn't think we did. Anyone in attendance wishing to address the council on any item of interest shall do so now at the podium. State your name and address for the record. Comments shall be limited to 3 minutes per person. Anyone in attendance wishing to address the council on agenda items only shall do so now at the podium. We have none. We're going to move on to action item number 1, Resolution 2025-14, IBEW Electric Department Local 906 Collective Bargaining Agreement with the City of Norway. Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve Resolution 2025-14, the IBEW Electric Department Local 906 Collective Bargaining Agreement with the City of Norway.
I support.
Mrs. Steigerwald?
Yes.
Mrs. Brew?
Yes.
Mr. Menegini?
Yes.
Item number 2, Water Department Hydro Corp. Cross Connection Inspection Professionals. Proposal, I'm sorry.
So we had this at a previous council meeting. What this is our cross-connection inspections where we check the connection of a business or residential home to their connection to our water system to make sure they have the appropriate preventers to make sure that what they're doing in their home or business doesn't backflow into our water system. It's required by Eagle to do these backflow inspections. And what we found is we can't find good logs on when and who and results of previous inspections and feeling like we're starting anew. Which is a big feat when you have 180 commercial and 1,400 residentials. Residentials need to be inspected once every 10 years, regular commercial once every 5, high hazard commercial once every year. Before I go any further, we do have people from HydroCorp that are awaiting us to start this meeting. If you want to hear from them again about what this is in their proposal. If you'd like, I can start that meeting, or we can go through the proposals first, and then we can bring them on if you have any questions.
I just have a question. Is this one of the ones that we saw proposal? This
Yes.
company?
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I thought.
And then I had just one question. There was a couple changes that Grant was gonna work on. Are them done or no?
No, not to my knowledge yet. So,
Okay.
They submitted 2 proposals, both. One's 3 years for commercial, one's 5 years for residential. There's a bunch of legal stuff in it like you would expect. I sent that to Grant for review. He did have several revisions, which I got back to him the other day, but I don't think they've had time to turn that around. So I spoke to the mayor, and my original recommendation, assuming that the legal revisions were going to be corrected, is if you were okay with the project and the cost, you could approve it contingent on legal approval, or as the mayor suggested, we could just push it to the next meeting, have that legal approved, or gone back and forth and come back to council. Either is an acceptable.
Is this that next meeting, or are you saying?
No,
The
we'll do
next
next
meeting.
until
I think
Grant.
with Grant not being
Okay.
here in that tonight,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
would like to see the,
Are they major revisions
The legal of it,
or
I
are
don't.
they
Yeah.
important revisions?
I do not know what their son, he just crossed several things out. I did not review what those were. I trust that he knows the legal side of it.
yeah, and I was in
So it's
contact
not
with
a
Grant
question.
over this.
So,
Okay.
something that we need to do to be in compliance with Eagle?
The inspections, yes.
Okay.
So, they recommend 10% a year. And as stated, we don't have the information to show where we left off or what was inspected or what.
Did we know this was coming, that we'd have to do this, or just kind of surprise us out of the blue?
It's not a surprise per se. Again, it's not a new requirement.
Okay.
I don't know if we necessarily knew the level of uncertainty as far as what's been inspected before.
Can this be absorbed into the budget?
Yes.
Okay, that was my,
So we
Just trying to
discussed,
figure it
yes, we discussed this prior to budget adoption. We
Okay.
put in $30,000 in the water department to cover the initial phase of this. And the way we had them redo these contracts is, there's 180 commercial. We asked for a 3-year to cover the 180 so that we give ourselves a once over 3-year period of inspections so that our people can then more manageably
Keep
do
up with it.
our inspections.
gotcha.
Similar to residential, there's 1,400 residential units. Those are once every 10 years. They submitted a 5-year deal to get about half of those done. So it just kind of helps us get a bump to where we can start picking away at the remaining half at 10% a year. And then by the time hopefully that's done, we're back to
A regular
beginning
cycle of it.
10% a year.
Sorry,
It's
I'm
not
sure- yeah.
uncommon for people to contract with this company or others like it for inspections all the time.
Right.
Long-term, I think we could probably handle commercial fairly easy. Residential becomes more difficult. It's just like doing a meter install. It's scheduling with the homeowners. It's finding the time when they're available, when we're available. It just gets a little more complicated. If we were to consider long-term, I'd say the residential side is maybe where we look long-term to get some help, because they do all the scheduling, they do all the notifications, and it just makes it a little simpler.
Gotcha.
Can they do they sometimes have schedules open for evenings or on a weekend?
I think they do. Yeah. So, again, the commercial, some you might have to do every year, but commercials generally open throughout the day. So it's just easier to get that. And if you do inspections and they are not compliant, then we make that note in the report, and then we give them notice of when they have to correct their internal plumbing, if you will, to make sure they have the correct backflow preventers. Your average residential unit doesn't have an issue. Irrigation systems in residential units usually do. You know, a commercial building like an accounting office probably is a once every 5 years. A more industrial building with a lot going on is probably considered a little more high hazard, probably once every year. But this will get us to that point of understanding. So, as I said, I've got representatives here to join us if we would like them to give an overview of their proposal.
Sounds like we may want to table this, just until the legality of it is,
Yeah, we already talked about
And the
that.
legality isn't necessarily the
okay.
work, it's their legal terms of service.
Right.
The agreement.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah. So, if you want to table that to the next meeting, that's,
If they're on, I
but
will.
if they're on, if you wanted to be able to ask questions or have them roll through, they've gone through this once with us already.
Yeah, we already went.
Oh, they have?
Yeah.
Okay, then. All right, then, just, no, looks,
So if anything, I can bring them on and,
Tell them that.
we've gone through it once, council doesn't have many questions for
Yeah.
now, but
Yeah.
because of legal review.
Perfect.
And thank you for being here.
Yeah,
Mhm, and
if this works, I mean, it's always 50-50.
were they based out of Troy? No, yeah, Michigan Corporate Office, Troy.
Alex, can you hear me?
Yeah, good evening, guys.
Yep. Hey, so thanks for joining us tonight. I did just kind of go through this proposal with council offline first, or before I brought you on. So I brought you on to have them be able to ask any questions of you, or if you want to discuss anything in detail with them. They are, I do think the council here is going to table this to the next meeting simply to finish legal review, and we're absent two council members and our attorney tonight. I think we will end up tabling this item to the next meeting. I did send an email to you if you saw that with some legal review, and I didn't know if you'd be able to turn that around in a day. So with that, I leave it here to council if they have any questions for Alex on this project. I know, Alex, I don't think you were in your position the last time we discussed it, but council was given an overview of this process, not necessarily the new 3 and 5 year agreements, but they are kind of up to date a little bit. So with that, to the mayor and the council members, would you have any questions for Alex on this process or anything of that nature right now?
No, I don't have any further questions.
No, and we want to, like Mr. Stoltman said, we just want to table it. Our lawyer isn't here. I don't know if you guys got to look over some of the changes that our lawyer had looked at, so I wasn't sure if you guys were prepared for that either tonight.
No, unfortunately, we're not prepared with the changes tonight. I did send them internally, and I had requested that Dan and I get together to find a time where the attorney and my legal team can discuss those red lines, come to an agreement, and officially submit the new agreement with the amended terms and conditions to match what the city would like to move forward with.
Yeah, we really appreciate that, and that's why I like to postpone it till we have, the contract right here, so we know exactly what we're voting on. And we appreciate you taking the time out tonight, to be here if we had any questions. I don't have any either because, we did do this one other time, and I think a lot of our questions all of our questions were answered at that time.
Yeah, Alex, I think the council understands where we're at with this cross connection, and I think they understand the merit of these proposals. I'm fairly confident we'll get to something at the next meeting.
That works for me, and Dan and I, we will we'll continue to work towards completing this red-wise together before the next meeting.
Sounds good.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Thank you, Alex.
Thank you, guys. Have a great night.
You too.
Thanks. Bye.
We'll move on to item number 3, revised city property for sale, or for sale policy application to purchase property.
Excuse me, so no motion needed?
No, I guess if you guys want to make a motion, I'm sorry, to table that to the August 20th meeting.
That's fine, we can do that.
Yeah, it is listed as an actionable item. So.
Yeah.
So I make a motion to table it for the next meeting?
Support?
Mrs. Brew?
Yes?
Mr. Menegini?
Yes.
Mrs. Steigerwald?
Yes.
Thank you, Trish.
Yeah.
Now we'll move on to item number 3, revised city property for sale policy application to purchase property. Mr. Stoltman.
Thank you. So this is something we've been discussing for a while now. If you recall, I asked council to put a pause on selling a city property to give us some time to review our policy for sale and application, just to make sure that it was a fully equitable process, that we had a better way of identifying what properties we have, what are some we consider undesirable. So we just start identifying so we know what we're looking to do as we move forward. The Planning Commission has gotten together once to review this real estate sale policy. We were going to review it again with them. We've had difficulty getting a quorum together to do that, so I don't have a recommendation from them. I just was kind of hearing from some members of council that you guys would like to see this sooner rather than later. So
Yes.
in essence, it is what I feel like right. Most of it was taken from another community, just tailored a little bit to ourselves. So I'd be fairly confident that the Planning Commission, they like this policy a little more than what we have. It's a little more comprehensive. As I said in my memo, the biggest thing for council, in my opinion, to take away from this, because we haven't really done a workshop on this specifically, is the guiding principles of this policy. What are we looking for when we dispose of residential or commercial property? Are we looking for affordable housing? Are we looking for just single-family housing? Are we, because what I have
And that's
in
at
here.
section 4, right?
Yeah, if these don't follow kind of, what the council believes are our guiding principles, we need to, just discuss whether tonight or a work session about, how do we want to move forward? What is important to us? So, to me, that's kind of the big part, to make sure everyone is aligned with those guiding principles. What this does is outline some of the things that we have discussed in the past, where we have some, in a lot of cases, it's residential properties that have gone unsold, likely due to their topography, buildability, and do we continue to hang on to those, or do we classify those as such? And in the policies, our first objective is to reach out to the neighboring property owner to see if they would like to purchase that for a nominal amount, to get it off of our books and then get into our tax roll. 'Cause we have some of those properties that are more likely better suited just to be part of the neighboring parcel. Similar to some commercial properties that are, again, undesirable, and you don't want to sell that to just anybody, because then you might just get something that's not allowed, a trailer or a dead car. So you look to that adjacent commercial property owner, again, things like that. So we haven't identified all the properties yet, our assessor and I we've been doing that. He's got a good start on it, but the policy of it is still, I think.
And this is similar, like you said, you kind of looked at other,
Yeah,
this verbiage.
This is from Port Huron. This is their makeup, and we've reviewed several. I think we might even reviewed some here originally at council. But when we reviewed Port Huron, that seemed to sum up everything we were thinking of: the classifying, the goal setting, the objectives, listing how we, go about disposing of that process, so we get rid of the moments of a property that we own that maybe is not listed for sale yet, but someone fills out the for sale form and wants to buy it and approaches council, and council says, well, no one's else been interested, let's sell it, without us doing a proper due diligence of what is its value, what can be built on it, was it publicly listed first, so everyone has the opportunity to see that it's available. And so that kind of makes sure that process happens.
Did Grant look at this, do you know?
He did. He did look at this. He caught a couple of things that I did. Mostly, I had at least one Port Huron in here that we forgot to remove.
Okay.
There's the little caveat at the end of the city manager basically gets final say on.
Oh yeah, and I got 10 acres and a cow. So it's,
I'm like, what?
my recommendation here, because I know it's a long time coming. My original recommendation is to give it to the planning commission for one more final review and recommendation. If council has specific areas that they would like to see altered, we bring that to them. I do feel fairly confident that it's good in the way it is if council wanted to proceed. It was just if we wanted to give that final review opportunity for the planning commission to give it a one more once over, maybe one more legal. I don't see any legal issue in here. Again, coming from another city. But also in here is the application. That's the kind of the phase 2 of the application, which again just kind of outlines it a little bit more to protect us a little more. So if we're going to sell a piece of commercial property or residential property, that we know who we're selling to has the background and means to follow through with the development, that we know they have a source of funding. We know they have experience in building a condominium complex or a big residential subdivision or a mall or something.
Just don't let it be a land grab by someone who plans on holding it for no apparent reason other than
give a little due diligence.
Tax shelter, if you will.
So that's the basis of what this is. Try to
I'd like you to try to get together with them as soon as possible.
planning.
Yes.
Well, we're supposed to have a meeting next Monday, Trish?
Oh, I don't even have August.
It's coming up.
Okay.
It's coming up. And they've looked at it once. We looked at this in conjunction with the Oak Crest property. I still think the Oak Crest property is still under review. We're trying to make sure that we just don't sell off some of those front parcels before we know what we might want to do on the interior.
You mean like a road easement?
Yeah.
Utility?
Yeah, that kind of thing. The other parcels, I think we're fine to start reopening that up, especially under a new policy of review. But Oak Crest, just because could be a very important piece for our community going forward. Trying to get some realtors involved to get opinions, and going back a little bit with former manager Anderson and working with Jim Wiseman, they had worked together on some ideas and just trying to pull all that together. Because everyone really wants those first 2 parcels, which are ideal. There's a possibility of maybe even having another parcel before that first parcel that has more of a golf course look. And so we're still into that process in the planning commission. I would like to try to get that a little more developed.
That's fine as long as it keeps moving forward.
Yeah.
Because we've been stalled out on this for
And
a while.
we do have a full planning commission now of what I do think are engaged individuals. It just so happens, we had our first meeting and it was a really good planning commission meeting, really engaged, a lot of opinions. I didn't have to lead the conversation the whole time. And it just happenstance, we just
Good.
couldn't get the members together the last couple times. But that first time was really encouraging that we have something going here
Good.
with some thoughts, so.
Once we have the policies nailed down, then it's just a matter of classifying everything and
Yeah, which
rolling.
we've started, and I should say, if you look at your packet, I do have current versions versus the new
Yep.
one, just so you can see the difference a little bit in, especially the request to purchase is substantially enhanced. And some of it is on us to look at certain properties, like we have a couple commercial properties, not a lot, but we have some off of US 2 by the hotel. You know, that's one where, you know, planning commission and the council, we could look at, what do we want there? What is our goal, what is our vision for that development, so that we develop an RFP of what we want to see. So that we put that out to the world to say, this is our property, you can have it for a song, but this is our vision of what we want. Instead of someone just giving us ideas or us selling it to, you know, it gives us the,
Yeah,
you know, and that's, you
a
know,
more complete vision of what's
Yeah.
gonna happen, and that's,
right. And we might, you know, you can put that out there and you may not get a response, but at least we kind of have an idea of what we see in the future. You know, even similar to Oak Crest, in a residential standpoint.
Yeah.
So there's some work on staff side and planning commission to look at those and develop those a little bit and start bringing these ideas to council, to planning, you know, to the community, to kind of better develop. So.
nice.
So again, these two things, it's up to you guys. I mean, I feel comfortable that they are polished to be put into place, but it doesn't hurt to give planning another final shot and recommendation.
I mean, I like the guiding principles, you know, as listed in section 4. I mean, I think they're very well said and kind of captures what our community is looking for.
Because when you get to selling a piece of property, you know, council, and we revert to these going, okay, does what they want to do.
Yeah.
Follow our guiding principles.
Right.
You know, so that we try to continue on with what, we don't have to, but it's a starting point.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, yeah.
You can see like the non-buildable property, you know, convey ownership, you know, to the adjacent owners on page 3 of the new one. You know, receipt, that kind of, it just kind of lays out that plan a little bit better.
Do I have a motion?
What is, I guess
We can
I'm not
adopt,
recommending any changes.
right, we could adopt it, or we can recommend that it go back to planning to review.
Is it ready for adoption?
Like I said, I'm comfortable enough that I think it's,
There's some typos and some things that need to change a little bit, so I don't know how that works.
that's not, there was one Port Huron in the application. There
Page
was,
7.
and then there was another one I had found that I had already changed in the policy, but it was found after I put it in here.
Okay, and just so you know, page 7 at the top, it says 6, and then parentheses it says 12.
Oh, okay. You know, if there's a few page errors, things like that, it's not changing
Yeah.
the process or policy.
That does not prevent us to do an early vote on that? Is
Not
that
in my
correct?
opinion of changing
Okay.
a error in
Yeah.
page, or obviously Port Huron is not what we want
Right.
to say. Something.
We
So,
don't have rights over those.
right. So we would.
Take their tax
We
base.
would, regardless, if council approved this tonight, we would go through it again to
Okay.
make sure that there is no errors grammatically, wording, but nothing that would change. If we did find something that we found just wouldn't work, we'd bring it back.
Well, then, I'll make a motion to accept the revised city property for sale policy and purchase application as presented.
I have just one quick question. On page 7, is it, are we commencing, requiring them to commence within 6 or 12 months?
Usually it's been a year
Okay,
with something
it
like
makes
that.
sense.
6 months would be a little
Tight.
difficult in many
I
senses.
just wanted to make sure I had that right. I second the motion.
Mr. Menegini?
Yes.
Mrs. Steigerwald?
Yes.
Mrs. Brew?
Yes. Move on to item number 4, agreement Dickinson County and City of Norway early voting.
I don't know if our city clerk wants to say anything about this, but this is I believe, a standard agreement that we've done with the county. Is that correct?
Yes.
And-
I'd love to hear from Trish.
It's all there. We've done it before. It's for the early voting. It saves the city a lot of money by me not having to be here for the early voting every day.
Pool our location,
Pool
correct?
our location. I only have to spend 1 day there.
So,
It's all
The election-
10 or 12 cities?
yeah, so the vote that we had this past week would be something that we would consolidate?
No,
That's not early voting?
It's just for federal and
It's just, yeah, it's just for the large, like presidential elections, things like that. So instead of early
Required
voting,
9 days of early voting.
yeah, so instead of the 9 days of early voting at each municipality, we
By allowing-
consolidate, and we did this last election as well, we
Yeah.
consolidate a location, and then the clerks rotate their time at
Yeah,
that
just to give you an idea, like, for us to do it ourselves, it's not just me even, it's
Yeah.
me and 2 other people. 9 days sitting out there, and then people vote.
Mhm.
So it's
Do I have a motion?
I make a motion to approve the agreement for election services between Dickinson County and City of Norway.
Support.
Mr. Menegini?
Yes.
Mrs. Steigerwald?
Yes.
And Mrs. Brew?
Yes. Move on to discussion items. Did you have anything tonight,
I
Ricky?
have no discussion.
Rico? No?
No.
I have none either. Oh, I do have one. I want to comment on the mural on the Legion downtown. I think they did a great job on it. It's nice. You can see it from, when you're coming at the stoplight, you look over, it's bright. And I was on the DDA who worked with this. We worked on getting this. It took us a long time. I want to also thank our past DDA assistant. She did a nice job. She got, people to come in, and she worked hard on getting, what the people of the Legion wanted, what we liked, and I want to thank her for that. And it really looks nice. It looks good there.
Agreed.
That's all I have. Do you have anything, Dan?
I would just kind of piggyback off what you said. Same thing. Jim Finland, the mural artist, I think did a magnificent job. And our former DDA coordinator, Gina Zanone, really did help facilitate that project. That project, I believe, had been in discussion with DDA even before I
Way before you came.
arrived. And there was a lot of conversation of who do we find, where do we find? And she used her connections and found Jim, and she really did facilitate that to get moving. So I thank her for getting this moving forward, and thanks to Jim and his helper. I apologize, I can't remember her
I
name.
was gonna say that too. He had a helper down there that I believe
Yeah.
was an art
A
student
young-
from Norway.
yep, a young art student who helped him and helped create that final product. So thanks to all 3 of them
Awesome.
for doing that.
Trish, did you have anything?
I just want to thank all my election workers because we had just had an election yesterday and I have a really good group right now. I'm really happy with them. They're doing a great job. I'm going to send them each a thank you too. I always do that.
Great. We'll be going into closed session for collective bargaining negotiations, and then we will be coming out. We will not be voting. We will only come out to adjourn.
Need a motion?
So I need a motion to go into closed session.
I'll make a motion to go into closed session pursuant Open Meetings Act 15.286 closed session, section 8C, collective bargaining negotiations.
I support.
Yes.
Mr. Menegini?
Yes.
Mrs. Steigerwald?
Yes.